Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to episode 36 of the weekly podcast for the week starting 14th of October 2019. That is right. We're almost done with the year, man. When you think about it, it's like, what, almost, like two months and a half sort of a thing, right? Because it's like the 15th day. Man, like this year actually really flew by super fast. Some cool stuff did happen this year, but some really kind of shitty stuff also happened this year. So it's a I don't know, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm guessing that the last episode of the podcast for this year is gonna be something along the lines of, hey, a retrospect, what happened during this year, or whatever. I might think about something of the like that. We'll see. But hey, for now, Halloween is almost here, dude. It's like what? It's about 2 weeks away, maybe less. I mean, a little bit less than 2 weeks again. I mean, almost a little bit more than 2 weeks if we count like this week. So yeah, dude, I was at the park actually. This What is that? Anyway, I was at the park this weekend with some friends and my girlfriend, and we did some pumpkins. We actually made some weird pumpkin sort of stuff. Like they weren't the full sized ones. They were these small pumpkins. I mean, you probably know about them, but they're actual real fruit, but they are just tiny ass pumpkins. It's not something large or gigantic. But yeah, I still have, or do I have it? I think my girlfriend took it to her place. I don't think I have it. But yeah, I don't know. It took us like a whole day. We were I don't know. It was a good time overall. Like, it took us a whole day. We went to that park. We hung out with friends. We met some other people, some other weirdos like us, and yeah, man, it was an all around a thing that sets you up for the mood of Halloween, which I would have loved that holiday, man. Like, as I love it right now, and I have never celebrated it in my life just because we don't celebrate it here. And as a holiday, I love it right now. When I was a kid, that would have been my jam. I would have done this. Like, honestly, this would have probably been like better than Christmas for me, like this holiday, because I've always, even as like a small kid, I've always liked the weird, the spooky stuff, man. And I don't know, this holiday just screams out to me like this is your holiday sort of thing. I promise you, I'm not a serial killer. This is where every time you say to people that you like horror movies or you like Halloween and just creepy ass stuff, and this is the first thing that people jump to. Are you a potential serial killer? Uh, no, you're a little bit of a psychopath if that's your favorite thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, stop it. I just like creepy stuff, okay? But yeah, in other news, the world is being set on fire. I guess there's so many stuff that had happened, and look, I know I don't want to talk about too much about politics on the podcast, but the whole China Hong Kong situation has gotten out of hands, and I feel like it's too big that I need to talk about it. Okay, so I'm probably gonna. This is all of this is not gonna be me reporting news or telling you the truth about stuff. It's essentially going to be an opinion piece. Okay, so I'm gonna probably throw in some of my political views in there. And look, if you don't agree with them, like, we're both adults, we can disagree. It's not a big deal. Okay, we don't need like a raging war or whatever. But yeah, so as you know, I live in a very, very small country. Usually, when stuff happens around the world, it doesn't affect us just because of how small of a country we are, and just nothing really affects us that happens in like the world around us, sort of a thing, because we live in a bubble essentially. Uh, so I really, as a person that lives in this bubble, I kind of don't really care too much about like political situations in other countries that much. So to me, when I guess like the thing that actually brought the whole situation to me was the whole Blizzard thing, the whole Blizzard boycotting and all of that stuff. Because I mean, real quick, coffee is great. Real quick, for those of you that don't know, so there was a Hearthstone tournament in Hong Kong. The dude that won the tournament, he was being interviewed on the mic, right? And he expressed that he supports the protests of the Hong Kong people against the China government, sort of a thing. And and that actually got him banned. So Blizzard banned him from participating in tournaments and took his prize money that he won from that tournament, which I guess it wasn't something crazy. I think, as far as I remember, I think it was like $2,000 or something like that. So it wasn't too big of a prize money, but then again, I guess it was like a small tournament in Hong Kong. Not many people watched. I don't know if it was even broadcast on Twitch or anything. But yeah, so that happened, and people lost their minds. People started to boycott Blizzard. A lot of employees and casters left the company because they were like, I don't want to be associated with these people anymore. It was just a really, really big shitstorm that came after Blizzard. Man, it went so far that they actually revoked that. Like, now the dude that got banned in the first place, he's just suspended, I think, for like a few weeks or a few months, and he gets to keep his prize money, which, I mean, okay, but like, Blizzard, come on. You were literally pushed into this situation by your community, by the people you are making money from. And look, I can understand it from like another perspective, from their perspective, like, because China is really monitoring essentially everything that people are doing on the internet, playing and all that stuff. Like, in China, you can't access stuff like Google, YouTube. I don't know if Twitch, I guess Twitch maybe is a thing there, but you can't really access a lot of like the normal websites that the rest of the world, are taking for granted these days. And they, like, the China government can tell Blizzard, well, look, you need to stop if you don't stop this, this hate speech towards us, then you need to stop trading in a country, sort of thing. And China is such a big market. There are so many people that live there that it's just it's gonna be such a big loss for a giant company, especially like Blizzard, to stop trading in there. So they were like, look, we still want to make money, so we're gonna we're gonna be like, oh well, look, the government doesn't like you talking this, so we're gonna. I mean, it's weird. Oh, sure thing. It's like weird, but yeah, they got what was coming to them, I guess. They were too hungry for money, and they wanted to obey the government, but the government is in the wrong at in this, I don't know, this time at least. Probably, usually, always. But yeah, that spiral out of control. Now there are people that are gonna be going to BlizzCon and protesting it. They are go funding their protests, and spreading awareness. And it's been such a big news, this whole thing, that like there have been rumors that Blizzard is thinking of maybe canceling this year's BlizzCon, which is gonna be like a giant thing that's gonna happen if it really happens. Cause oh my god, really, BlizzCon has been a thing for like years and years now, and no, I don't know, like usually there wasn't even much drama with Blizzard. Like the biggest drama with Blizzard recently, I'm not talking about Activision Blizzard, just like the Blizzard part of the company. That was when not Dota, but the other one. Oh, it escaped my brain right now. What was it? Diablo 4 was a mobile game, and it's not Diablo 4, but it's like Diablo Legends or something. And I think that was like the biggest controversy that Blizzard has been in recent times. But now this whole thing just blew up in their face, and they're just damage controlling, man. That is, and people are saying, well, there is no such thing as bad publicity, but at the end of the day, there are people that get paid to deal with bad publicity. Most big companies have PR departments that are just damage controlling, all the time, everything that's said that is spun in a different way, and it's just their job to damage control whatever's happened, and I'm guessing the HR, not the HR, but the PR department in Blizzard have been crunching. It's been crunch time, not just for the developers, but also for the PR people in the company in the past few weeks. Because, well, I guess that mostly in the past week. Because, they must have had a good amount of time to spend doing what they do. I don't know, it's not really funny, but, it's money talks, right? It was Blizzard did it because they could have lost a lot of money if they stopped the trade. They were stopped trading in China, sort of thing. So they did it from that perspective. And look, as a company, I guess I understand it because, I don't know. I guess I understand because a company needs to make money. That's how you know when a company is successful. But like, I don't know, sometimes it's better to save face than just make more money, because you're already making a lot of money, aren't you? You're already a successful company, and I don't know, man, it's just weird. But like, after I looked up more into the whole situation, what is happening. Apparently, like, a big amount of the NBA people also support the China government. Now you can see there's like an interview about James Harden, who he says that he respects everything about China. He loves playing there and all that stuff. Now I don't think the way he said it in the interview and stuff, I don't think he really knew what he was talking about. He just didn't want it to be offensive, and to me it even looked like he didn't really knew they were asking him about the whole Hong Kong drama thing. I think he just was like, oh, they're asking me about China. Well, I love playing in China. I do support their traditions and everything in China. And he was just talking like that. I feel like this is the James Harden interview was a little bit taken out of out of. I mean, I don't want to say out of context, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, basketball players are usually not the sharpest tool in the box. They're not diplomatical too much. They're just sport people. They're just people that do sports. They're athletic people. They have, they may lack a little bit in the brain department, but they do make it up for in the athletic department. And I don't know, man. You can see it a lot with like just not just the NBA players, but football players, and I don't know. they're just not public speakers. They can they do their job well, and this is why they're getting paid. And then when they have to talk to the public, you can just see that that's not something they're comfortable doing. That's not something that they enjoy doing, and that's not something that they're good at, because they don't do it that much. Although I guess if you're like someone like James Harden, you should be like okay with doing it, because you've been in the business for so long. We've been so long doing this, and you're still like talking like it's like you ask a 5-year-old who is I don't know, who is shy, and you're asking him for something. He's just telling you stuff that he knows they won't offend you, and that is it. you know and I think this is what James Harden was doing. He just didn't want to offend anyone. I think it was a little bit too much when it came to that. Now there was like this coach. I don't follow NBA that much, so I don't know whose coach is that, because I used to follow NBA a lot in my high school years. I used to like basketball. I played all the NBA games. I knew all the players. It was, well, most of the players at least. But now I kind of stopped. So I don't know who was the coach that did this, but one of the coaches of like an NBA team, or I don't know if he's even like part of the chairmen of NBA. Maybe he was, but he spun that around when he was asked about the China and the whole thing. Why are you supporting China? Apparently he's like a big he's really against Trump, I guess what I'm trying to say. And so he sort of spun it around, and he was like, well, I don't hear people in China getting out an AK-47 or like an M4 and just going and shooting up people. And it's like, well, that's not the same thing. He was essentially he was essentially speaking like America is a worse country than China. And to be honest, when it comes to human rights, America is probably the greatest country in the world. It probably is. Like maybe there are like some Scandinavian countries that do human rights better, but that's just it. When it comes to human rights, and when it comes to America, like America is top 5, at least top 5, even top 3, probably even top 3 when it comes to human rights in America. But now when we talk about China, for example, like people over there, like the government, literally there are records of the government driving up tanks to people and killing them or extraditing them, or just doing like just not respecting their human rights at all. Like China people don't have human rights essentially. It's so their human rights are so low down the ladder that pretty much nobody respects them. Especially the government. The government doesn't respect them at all, because it's like sort of like a tyranny or whatever, like the whole political scene over there. And I can see why Hong Kong people the citizens of Hong Kong are wanting this. They are wanting them to stay autonomous. They don't want to have the China government in their politics, which I guess they still do to a degree, because they're still part of China, but they're just sort of like an autonomous region, and now China sort of wants them to be part of China, I guess, or something. I don't know, man. But this coach, NBA coach dude, he spun it around to show that Trump is worse than the China government or something, which is not the case. It is not the case. America is like, for Americans, America might not be something that special, because they have lived their life there. But when it comes to people who are not from America, people like me, for example, people that live in these small countries in Europe, America is like heaven, man. It looks like, somewhere where I would want to go and live. I would love to be able to make some cash here and then be able to just move to America. That's probably the first thing. If I ever get a good amount of cash, I am probably gonna try and just move to America and get a job there and not look back. I'm still gonna probably be coming here for like holidays and all that stuff, but it's just the quality of life over there in America is to such a high standard. It's to such a high standard. Like they got drugs that fuck you up and then the next day you're fine. They have their medical system is so much better than anything here in Europe, man. Like they got I don't want to go into this because it's just, I don't know, me praising America, but when you come from like a small country like me and you look at stuff that Americans have and they're just like, I don't know, they're not happy with their life and stuff, and it's like, why are you not happy? Why are you not happy? You have all of this. You have all of this. I have lived all my life with none of it. I haven't had any of it. you know anyway, something else about Hong Kong. So the Nike apparently also started pulling their shoes from being sold in Hong Kong designers that support the protests. If you have a shop in Hong Kong and you support the people that protest, then Nike is gonna pull their shoes off your store, sort of a thing. So that's cool. Good job, Nike. You're doing a good job, I guess. I don't know what it is with these American companies, because apparently, like Microsoft and Google, first were supporting the protests in Hong Kong, but now they started pulling apps off of the Play Store and off the App Store. I think Apple is doing the same thing as well, like apps that help the protests. They're just pulling them off the stores. So I don't know what it is with these American companies and are like, well, I don't know. I think Nike is an American company, right? Adidas wasn't last time I checked, but Nike should be American. I might be super wrong about this. Let's see, Nike. We got shoes. I need Wikipedia, man. Founders: Bill Knight, Bill Bowman. Yeah, those sound like Americans. Yeah, headquarters is in America. Its fund is in the Americas. So yeah, it is an American company. But yeah, man, I don't get it. Okay, these companies, why do they just not sit and be neutral about it? Why do they, have to have a stance on it? It's like, and the thing is, Nike had these really like progressive commercials, right? About how everyone's rights are the same and how everyone is better than whatever, like there was this, some people want to be the best in basketball. I say be the best in everything, not just basketball sort of thing. This motivational speaking thing, and they were all about the human rights and stuff, and now they're like, well, no. If you support protests, the protests of people who are protesting for their human rights to be, to have their human rights back, I guess, then you can't sell our shoes. No, we won't allow this. And I guess it's like the same thing. If they don't comply with the China government, then the China government can be like, well, you need to stop trading here. You can't trade in our country anymore, and so they would just lose a lot of money. And so I guess like the same thing with Blizzard. They just want to be able to do their business in China because it's such a huge market and they make so many money off of it that, for them, face is not that important as much as it is making money. Which, dude, I don't know. I don't know, man, because I've never had a lot of money. I don't know what it is to feel having like shit ton of money and be like, I need to make more sort of a thing. I never been in a position of power like that. So, like, it's easy for me to judge and be like, oh, dude, if I get a couple of grand, I'ma go drink with the boys. I'ma go, give some to my parents. I'ma do this, that. I'm gonna give my money away, sort of a thing. It's easy to think like that, and it's easy to be, but then you get a lot of money and you buy yourself a lot of stuff. You start living like this luxurious life. I don't know why I had a problem pronouncing the word, but yeah. I mean, just imagine you have like a mansion somewhere. You have like 5 houses, like 3 apartments, top like rooftop apartments, sort of a thing. Suites, big suites. And you live like this garish life. You have like cars for millions of dollars, and I guess you get to a point where you're like, I need to keep this lifestyle. I can't give that away. I can't give that away. I need to be making more and more and more money, so I know I can keep this lifestyle. So I guess I can understand why people get so into making money and stuff. But oh man, like, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to think that people are gonna be good people. I would like to think that, but when you become this big cynical company that is just there to print money, essentially, it's like, I don't know if you can fault them, really. Like, I don't know if you can fault them for doing that, because especially in like video games right now, a lot of people are saying, oh, video games are boring now. People, they just make them to print money and that is it. But the thing is, people are still buying them. And there are even record sales of these new games that people don't like. And it's like, if you're a big company and you can make something that's bad, but it's gonna be cheaper for you to make, I guess, to a degree, you're gonna make it faster, so profits are gonna come running faster, and also you're gonna be making record profits off of it. Like, why not? I guess, you can see from their perspective, why not? People are gonna buy it anyway. Just throw it out there, and then people are gonna buy some few microtransactions in it, and we can stop supporting the game in a year. Make another game, market it again, make the same amount of money, if not more. It's like, as long as people are sheeple, that's what's gonna happen. As long as people buy these games that they don't like playing, then companies gonna make them. And it all goes down to, I guess, morals or face, and big companies don't really care about face these days. As it seems, they only care about making money, which is cynical and stuff. But I mean, again, if you're in their, like, in their pants, in their shoes, if you're there and you have the opportunity to make money with not much effort, with less effort than before, sort of a thing, won't you take that? Like, think about it. Won't you really take that? That is what it is, man. Anyway, I don't think that I do have anything else on Hong Kong to talk about. Again, like, look, it was an opinion piece. If you don't agree with anything, I mean, you can write me a comment, I guess, an angry comment telling me, oh, well, you piece of shit because you said this and that. And it's like, look, dude, we all have opinions, we're all people, we all think differently, so. But anyway, something a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more cheerful, I guess. UFC Tampa happened, and look, I'm so happy for Cub Swanson. The dude really needed to win, and he got it. And look, man, I don't know. Me and my feelings for Cub Swanson are weird ones, because the saddest thing is he has all the heart in the world, man. That guy loves what he's doing, and he's just a all around great human being, man. I love the guy so much. Even never met him before. Like you can see that he is just a good person, you know. So when it comes to like as a person, he has all of my respect, man. You know, and this is what breaks my heart because he has never really been a top fighter. He has always been a, a mid-level fighter, which is so sad, man. He just couldn't do it. You know, he just couldn't do it, and it's he doesn't really have a time to make a title run right now. But this win was a good one for him. You know, he needed some wins. It was his first win after he's got a child. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I think it's a girl. I'm not really sure, but man, I don't know. Like this guy, and he knows a lot. Like he might not be the most capable fighter out there, but he reads situations, and I think I think he's gonna be when he retires. I think he's gonna be a great coach, like a really good coach. Whoever gets him in his corner, he's gonna be like blessed with a coach like that. Excuse me, my fuck me, my voice is cracking and shit. But yeah, man, I'm really happy. I think his opponent, who was it, Kran or something? I've never heard of him, to be honest. But his opponent was like, oh well, I think I won the fight. I don't think Cub Swanson won the fight. I think it was me. I won the fight. And no, he didn't. I mean, no, he didn't. Like, I guess the strikes were sort of like the same, but and again, I'm biased here because I'm a really big fan of Cub. I love the guy, as I said before, but like Cub was the guy that was more active. It felt like he was the dude instantaneing most of the things. Also, he showed his takedown defense, his ground defense. You know, it was he showed that. Although I think he did. I mean, he did get took like he get taken down like a couple of times in the match, but he did show that he has a pretty good, a pretty good defense, I guess, on the ground. He managed to defend it pretty well. I guess it was pretty smart. He scrambled and he whiffed and dodged. It was I would have given that fight to a Cub like 10 times out of 10. You know, if I see that fight and it's the same thing, and it's like no matter who was fighting, I would have given it to the guy that was representing Cub Swanson. You know, if it was like some kind of weird. Anyway, also I am super happy about Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She actually is back winning. You know, she's back winning. The two losses from Rose did took a toll on her. You know, and you could see that she had a hard time making weight. She had some hard times in the match as a whole, but I feel like she just dominated the match. She dominated. What's her name again? Karate Hoti. I don't wanna get it wrong. Karate. Watterson. Yes, that was right. Yeah, Michelle Watterson. So yeah, I feel like she dominated that fight, and it was her win. I don't think Watterson had had like reasons to protest or anything, and she didn't. Like she didn't really protest. She knew that she was the fight. But yeah, man, I'm kind of happy for Ivana because she is a good fighter. Like she has the heart of a fighter, and she's actually, a lot of people started hating on her when she was being a bitch to Rose, and then Rose KO'd her like in the first round and stuff, and people are like, yeah, bullies never prosper, sort of a thing, and it's like, yeah, we got it. I mean, she just, this was back in the time when McGregor was still a prime figure in the UFC, and she just wanted to be like the female McGregor. Now that Ronda Rousey was out of the picture, the women need someone like that, I guess, to like sell fights and to talk shit and all that stuff. So, oh man, but yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm happy for both of them. Now, Cup needed to win, and also Joanna also needed to win. So yeah, when it comes to that, I'm happy when you know. Now the other news, which I guess it might be just a news. I don't know if it probably isn't gonna happen unless something really weird happens. But people have been talking about Stylebender, Israel Adesanya versus John Jones. They've been at it on Twitter. Although Jones, after Stylebender did one, I don't know if I did talk on the last week on the podcast about it, but after the Stylebender won the match, he what was it, like, Jones just stopped talking about him on Twitter, but then they were at it again later last week I think. They still exchanged some tweets. So yeah, people are hyped for Stylebender versus John Jones. I mean, there is like, what? Is it like just one category between them? Maybe. 'Cause he's middleweight. Adesanya is middleweight and Jones is light heavyweight. So yeah, I guess maybe something can happen. Maybe Adesanya can jump up a few pounds and go face up Jones. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if that's gonna be happening. Really, I'm pretty sure Adesanya, because he's already like skinny. So he's Todo, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, but yeah, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna stay at middleweight, and maybe Jones. But the thing is, Jones is not gonna move from light heavyweight for that, because Darren Cormier wanted to fight Jones in heavyweight, and Jones like, no, if you want to fight me, we're gonna be fighting at light heavyweight. So I think, we can. I'm not moving any. I'm not moving weight class. So Jones is gonna stay in his heavyweight class, and we're probably. I don't know. I don't know if Stylebender really wants to proceed to this. It's gonna be a money fight for him either way, because he's fighting John Jones. So I don't know if he is really up for that. He may jump up a class, but I don't know how to say it. I kind of think he's gonna stay at middleweight. Another thing that I strongly disagree with. Okay, why the fuck does his name escapes me right now? Oh, dude. Come on, what? Yeah, Jorge Masvidal. Fuck me. I don't know why. I remember Street Jesus, right? That was his like yeah, I don't know why I forgot his name, but yeah, Masvidal came up and he was like, you know, Whitaker was not a good opponent for Adesanya. He should have fought Yao Romero, the guy that stopped Whitaker's career, you know. But the thing is, I kind of don't think that was gonna be what was gonna happen at all. Like, I strongly disagree with that statement, because did you saw Yao Romero in his last match? He gassed out after the first round. After the first round, he had no gas in his tank, man. He did manage to go on the 3 rounds, but he was just on survival mode, man. He was just like, first round, sure, he was fine with it, but then, like, dude, after the first round, he was just like, I need to conserve energy because I can't do this for 3 rounds. No, I can't just do it. And it was like, Adesanya has the cardio. Like, we have seen him fight for like 3 rounds, no problem, and having still, the just, we've seen him fight for even longer than 3 rounds. I think he has some 5 round fights in his career as well. So look, man, like, we've seen that Adesanya has like great cardio, and Yao Romero does not have. At least at this point in his career, at this time in his career, he does not have any cardio, it seems, because just gassing out after a 5 minute round is like too fast, dude. It's too fast. And also, yeah, Romero does have a bunch of money right now. He made $10 million off of suing a supplement company. So I don't know, and he's probably thinking of retiring anyway. So I don't know if he has it in him to go on for like a title run as well anymore. So that is a thing, you know. So I strongly disagree with what Masvidal said over there, because I don't see it happening, my dude. you know. Oh man, but yeah. Anything else? Oh, did you watch last night? If you're a football slash soccer fan, I guess, um, you probably watched Bulgaria versus England, and so our I don't know what can I call, but the people from Bulgaria that were there, uh, they were a bunch of assholes. They were a bunch of dicks, and apparently they were really racist towards like some of the other players. Like we lost 6-0 or something, like either 4 or 6, one or two. I don't really follow that, but I remember there was like a giant backlash of essentially everybody towards Bulgaria, of like their fans being racist and us being like a racist country and stuff. And I mean, look, you're not far off. You're not far off. I mean, there are so many people that are racist still in our country. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's so many people that are still racist, and and the thing is, because like the main like reason for this is because like the black people in our country, they're not really black, they're gypsies essentially, and all of them, you don't really see like an African American or an African person, in our country. It's like really really rarely that you would see someone who is like a pure black person. You always see like these Indian people and stuff that are just gypsies. They somehow made their way into the country and they live here on like child support and stuff. And it's like usually these people, I'm profiling, but usually these people still they commit crimes and stuff. They beg for money. They're not pleasant even, and stuff. And so this is where most of the racism comes from, I guess. It's because this is our experience with people that are that are black, I guess. I don't know, like I promise you I'm not racist. I make a sound, but look, I promise you I'm not racist. I can't prove it to you, really. I don't really have friends that are black because I don't know people that are black. That's the thing, But hey, look, most of my favorite, like, I don't know, musicians are black. Most of my, like my favorite sports players, I guess, they're black. I'm digging a hole here. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, man, look, I just haven't had the experience. But like the thing is, I wouldn't care. You're like a human being, dude. If you haven't done anything bad to me, like there's no reason for me to think that you will do something bad to me, or you will do this and that to me. It's like, I mean, I don't know you. If I get to know you and I see you cool, you're gonna be cool, man. Like, I don't really discriminate on like how a person looks, really. It's more like, are you as a person, are you a cool dude or not? Anyway, let me stop digging a hole here. Let me stop digging my grave, and I don't really have anything else to talk about, man. Like Halloween is coming, dude. Are you excited? If you play video games and stuff, you're probably gonna have a lot of like Halloween events. They probably even started. I don't know. are they gonna do something for CS:GO? I remember that they make usually the chickens like pumpkins or something, or give them like little like ghost suits. That was like pretty fun and stuff. And I think they changed the bomb to like something Halloween. I don't know. I don't think they have done anything about that though. It would be cool though if they do. Also, Rainbow Six Siege. Are we gonna have something for Halloween? We probably are gonna have. Last year we had the thing that condemnation or whatever, the virus thing that actually spread it, and now it's gonna be its separate game. Cause apparently it was that popular. I don't know, but they're gonna make another live service, then microtransaction haven and sort of a thing. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that, but maybe like a mode for Siege that is like spooky, scary sort of a thing. We had like yeah, that was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? The condemnation thing, and last year we had only house mode where it was super foggy and stuff, and I enjoyed it just because there was a mode where you can play house 24/7. That was like a good mode for me because house is the best map in the game. But I really didn't enjoy it. It was so foggy and stuff. You couldn't see anything. It was too foggy. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I'm guessing they might do something little like that because it's probably not gonna be like a big mode or anything. But yeah, there's gonna be something that maybe we're gonna have some new packs to open as well. We probably will. It's like the money. They need to get money somehow. It's like holidays. People are gonna give them skins, give them new skins. Come on, give them new skins. Add some loot boxes, give them some skins. Oh, and man, I don't know, man. If you also YouTube's Go Grumps is probably gonna be next week or the week after that. Maybe the week after that. Probably gonna be the week after that, isn't it? We have another week until Go Grumps, and yeah, if you watch YouTubers and stuff, yeah, they're gonna probably do something a little bit special for Halloween. That's the thing. I don't know. When it comes to like Halloween in YouTube, it's always been Go Grumps for me. So I can't actually wait for that. It's cool. Right before bed, you go down, you go lay down, have my phone in my hand, and I just turn on some Goo Grumps, and it's a good it's a good experience overall, man. If you haven't watched it, go to Game Grumps and just wait for Goo Grumps, or you can watch like 5 years, if not more, worth of Goo Grumps. So you can go watch that, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. As always, if you wanna talk about anything I've talked about in this episode, there is comments down below. The intro is horrible. I know I should change it, but hey, like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't. Also subscribe. Why not subscribe? Twitter is in the description. Go follow me over there. I tweet sometimes. And other than that, I hope you have a great week, and I'm gonna see you next one.